Okay,
So guys,
message
okay,
if they can join, they'll join.
great.
If
Well,
not,
I'm happy to get started for everyone who's here because it's kind of a great forum for everyone to ask questions. I've been in Hyperverse for actually, as of the end of this week, it'll be 8 months. It
Oh,
was Hyperfund when I joined, and they had a rebranding in December and a revamp of their website and an update of everything. And it's been, yeah, a great ride. So I'm happy to take questions and clear up any concerns or clarify anything or whatever you want. I'm here for you guys.
um, I have some questions.
Shoot, Fiona, go.
Okay, so I was curious, how and why do you get paid for a package, like for the rewards? How does that work? I mean, why is it that you get paid?
Why is it you get paid? That's a
Yeah.
good question. That's a good question. Um,
there's gonna
because
be
when you look at what Sam and Ryan are trying to do, or what they are doing, they're not really trying to do it. They just successfully build businesses in the blockchain space. They want a community of blockchain experienced people. They want to build and raise the level of blockchain participation, cryptocurrency participation on the planet.
Okay.
And they've got a goal to launch their hypertech group on the stock exchange, and it will be the largest blockchain-based company IPO in history. So to do that, they need a lot more retail customers on their platforms.
Okay.
Right? They've already got mining operations, they've already got exchanges, they've got their bank, and they're rolling out more and more retail products all the time. So rather than use a mass media marketing campaign and give media agencies billions in funds to advertise their products and services, they came up with a very clever membership rewards program, basically to share the wealth with us.
Okay.
So these guys have got an amazing track record of building multi-billion with a billion-dollar businesses from millions that have put in themselves. So these guys know how to build businesses. They're like the Richard Branson or the Elon Musk, but in the blockchain space.
Okay.
So they know they take our membership. We acquire a membership with Tether, and they take that and put it into work, and they're growing their ecosystem. So they know that they'll get a far greater return on that Tether than what they're paying us. 3x over a period of 600 days or 20 months is actually nothing to them. They could be easily generating 20-30% a month just on the markets alone, if they wanted to, with their sort of expertise in trading and arbitrage and all the other things that they're good at. So what they've decided is to reward members and giving people a financial incentive to come and be a part of their community. And in return, they take those funds and they're growing because they're already about a 10 or a $15 billion enterprise. So they want to grow that as big as they can before they do their stock exchange listing in a couple of years' time.
Okay, I see. So they take everybody, it's one mass lump, and they'd use that to play with rather than, is that kind of an idea?
Yeah, we're kind of partnering with them, really, in a way.
Yeah.
So we're giving them Tether for the membership. They're going to pay us back, 3 times at 0.5% a day until 3 times is paid back currently.
Okay.
And so they put those cryptos to work.
Okay.
Right.
So you have to buy Tether. Tether is the way to do this.
Yeah, Tether's the only. Well, actually, you know what? We logged into the back office the other day, and we noticed there are 6 new stable coins that can be used for deposits. Now, these guys are always one step ahead of the game, right? And this is what's really impressed me with the 8-month journey here with Sam and Ryan, is everything they do always benefits the membership. They're innovating. We saw a very steep rise in what we call the gas fees, which is basically the Ethereum network fees. That was part of the withdrawal process. And they said, we're not happy with this. We're going to move our coin or coins to a different network so it's cheaper for the members. Like we're talking about from $30 down to $1, right? And they just did it just for the members. So that's why I'm so impressed with these guys. They just keep doing things to benefit the membership and the community. So at the moment, we acquire Tether and send it to Hyperverse, but it looks like they're about to implement 3 or 4 other different US-based stable coins as other deposit methods.
Yeah, I think I did see two others in there, actually. I saw what ERC ERCO or something.
ERC20, that's the Ethereum network.
ERC20 and ERC20. Yeah, those two
Yeah,
too.
yeah, and there's a couple more. There's the USDC,
Okay.
and there's also the Binance stablecoin as well. There's a few others coming.
Okay. So now what is the difference between going into this and then also like buying your own, like getting into your own, Bitcoin?
Oh, gee, that's a good question. This is a membership platform and not a cryptocurrency. So when you send your Tether, you're just using that to acquire your membership. So it's not a cryptocurrency. It doesn't have all the volatility of the cryptocurrency. It's just a membership. Well, when I say just, it's the most lucrative, exciting, innovative membership rewards program on the planet, bar none. I've never seen anything like it in my time.
Okay. So when you buy Tether, you don't need to have like a wallet
Nope.
and all of that. Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
You only have Tether for probably, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes until you send it across to your Hyperverse account and they convert it into hyper units.
Okay, good.
Which
So
is
you
their
don't have to
internal.
worry about all that
Yeah,
other
don't have to
stuff
worry
because-
about all that.
Yeah.
Later on, you'll learn.
Yeah.
We have an academy in the back office. You'll start to
Okay.
learn all about the crypto space. And then, I think most members will go out and if they haven't bought crypto, they'll start acquiring crypto, and then they'll learn about hardware wallets. They'll learn about ways to keep your cryptocurrency safe and keep you sovereign, most importantly. And then, it's just a journey. So
I
this
actually enrolled in a group that has that teaches you all about the safety and how to get into it, and it's boy, is it, if you don't know, you can just lose everything like that. You forget your password, that's done.
Yep, you're done.
You get millions in there and you've lost it. It's like,
6 years ago when I came into this space, I put half of my coins on a crypto exchange in New Zealand that had a lot of options. I didn't know about this stuff either, and I've got an IT background, right? The exchange went under and I lost half of my coins, gone.
Yeah.
Ouch.
A big lesson.
Yeah. Okay, great.
I
Thank
just
you.
want to say hello to Claire and Rochelle. Hi, guys. There's an R here.
Ryan.
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 Hi.
Hi, guys.
Can you guys hear us? Okay.
No, I think that's actually my friend Ray. Scotty.
Oh, right.
That's
Oh,
our
Ray.
friend,
Sorry, not Ryan.
our
Ray.
friend Ray. Yeah, he wanted to join us for today. Hi, Ray.
Hi, Ray.
Yeah, he said he's listening. So, yeah.
If you
Oh,
guys
cool.
have questions, just
That was
feel
great.
free to unmute yourselves and just fire away.
Or if you're really, really shy, you can use the chat.
Oh, yeah, there's a chat.
There's a chat. You can always use the chat, but we'd love to hear your voice. Fiona,
Hi, hi,
have you got any other?
Claire.
Oh, hi, Claire.
Hi.
No,
I was
it's
wondering
pretty
what
good.
happens in the academy.
What
Sorry, could
happens
you-
in the
what happened-
happens in the academy?
Well, the Academy is like the learning center, and it's been put together by 3 top universities, apparently. And it's got bite-sized videos that is designed to take people through blockchain concepts. It's fairly high level. It's not going to teach you how to trade or which ones to buy, but it's going to introduce you into the many concepts in crypto. Like, what is proof of work? What is proof of stake? What's an NFT? What's a DAO? How does the blockchain work at a fundamental level? And so there's an basic, which has about 32 courses. It takes about 2 hours or 2.5 hours to go through. Then there's the intermediate and advanced, plus then there's all the podcasts and the news. So they like to keep all the members up to date with what's happening in the blockchain and crypto world. And it's all self-selected, self-paced. You just do things at your own time. In fact, I took quite a few months to go through the academy. I already had done a fairly extensive blockchain course three or 4 years ago, but it filled some gaps. It was good. It's pretty easy to go through. They do dive into some concepts without really explaining them sometimes, and that frustrates me as someone who likes to educate people. But if you don't get too caught up in the detail and try and take the big picture, then you'll learn from it.
Cool.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Welcome.
Right, Fiona, did you have any more questions?
No, I think I'm pretty good. I kind of know a lot of the other stuff, so I'm sort of, I'm good. If I think of something, I'll
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I have a
What about you,
question.
Richard? Okay.
Well, how does the IPO benefit by having me join? I'm trying to understand what the power of the number of people being involved. How does that benefit the IPO?
Good question, Richard. The IPO, they've stated they want 30 million customers. So what people often think is 30 million Hyperverse members, but that's different, because what they want is for us Hyperverse members to start using lots of products and services in their ecosystem and become customers of their bank, like I am. I have the Hyperpay app. I have the debit cards attached to my crypto account. So I'm a customer of their bank. I've also signed up for their shopping mall. I'm a customer of that. I use their exchanges. I'm a customer of that. I'm about to go into some of the mining contracts that they have on offer. If people want to participate in crypto mining for Filecoin, and there's offers in the back office for that, I'm going to be a customer of that. So by growing this membership, they're going to have more and more customers. And they've obviously got customers coming outside of the Hyperverse membership because they've already had 1.5 or 2 million members of their bank, and that's growing, etc. They're about to release some other platforms as well, secure blockchain-based messaging apps, live streaming apps, and also a news channel that's all blockchain-based. So if you understand that, it's going to be peer-to-peer and open. So there's going to be lots of products in their ecosystem, including their Hyperverse 3D virtual world that is going to take on the likes of Facebook's Meta, but in a decentralized, community-run environment, as opposed to a corporate controlled environment that Microsoft or Apple or Facebook would produce. So the 30 million customers give them an income base essentially, and when they've got, obviously their accountants have worked out, if you have 30 million customers, each customer is generating this much revenue, this will put the value of your company at this price. So that's the way they've worked it out. I do suspect, and it's just purely speculation, I think now they've gone down the metaverse path with creating their own Hyperverse decentralized 3D world. They're going to want more than 30 million customers, and I personally suspect this will go on for a longer than it was originally envisaged, because they're going against Microsoft that has 2 billion users or something ridiculous like that. But that's only my thoughts. Does that cover that question?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, cool.
Let's see, how quickly can you start making money?
As soon as you acquire your membership, you earn the rewards the next day.
Okay. Now,
Yep.
let's say you're looking to try to start building and making some money fast.
Oh yes.
What's the best way to do that?
Yeah. The best way to do that is we've got
Great question.
great question. We've got a whole ecosystem or environment or system set up for those that want to share and get their rewards accelerated. So we have mentoring groups. We've got mentoring leadership training. We've got a pre-written getting started guide, which you can customize and put your own affiliate link in, your own name in. It's all written. All you got to do is create that and then start sharing it. We've got corporate presentations that we can send your contacts or your network to. We can even do a little launch party like this to your community. I can come on and talk to them about the project, talk to them about what we're doing with Madonna or Aisha, or you could just have Madonna and Aisha do it. They're very capable, but I'm always available.
So it's about bringing in people. That's how you make more is what you're saying?
Well, there's only two ways to create more rewards in this. That's either buy a larger membership package or grow your membership packages with external funds, or introduce people. Now, we don't get paid commission. This compensation plan is so unique.
Right.
What happens is if you share, your rewards get accelerated.
Right.
So rather than taking the 600 days, it can take much, much, much less. And if you go back to the corporate video, once you've acquired more than 50 hyper units in your account, you have the option of rebuying another package, which 3x that 50 units and turns it into another 150 pending rewards. So you can accelerate how big your account gets, which changes how much you get in daily rewards.
Okay. So you can either bring people in or you can keep building yours.
Yep, and a combination of both.
And combination of both.
Yeah,
Right?
you have so much flexibility in this program that I liken it to a game. This is a game, and you get to choose how you want to play it.
Okay. Well, like, cause I was looking at, if you bought in, say at 1,000,
Mhm.
you then, you can rebuy in a day. Whereas if you buy in at 300, it's a lot longer till you can rebuy.
You're kind of close. It's 10,000.
10,000. Okay.
A 10,000
10,000.
membership will give you 50 reward points per day, which is the magic number, because then you can start your rebuying every day.
Okay.
It really snowballs your count. Anything under that, you just need to wait until you've accumulated 50 units. So 1,000 package takes 10 days.
Okay. Okay.
And then it starts speeding up because your rewards are increasing every single day.
Right. Right. Okay. Thank you.
Hi, Ray.
Well, could you speak of, I mean, one of the reasons I'm interested is from something that Aisha said in the video you guys made with Kalpesh about being part of a revolutionary movement. That's what resonates with me more so than the money part of it.
Me
to be
too.
honest. So like, can you speak of that a little bit? Like, how do you satisfy someone like me that just wants to destroy the matrix, you know, first, and then worry about money, you know, second or third?
Oh, Richard, that is just awesome.
It
That
is.
is awesome.
Great.
That's thinking way beyond you. This is about the collective, and I love it.
Can I just
So,
say, Richard,
back.
sorry, before you answer this, Scott, can I just say I'm so pleased to see you here, because I just because I just knew you'd be in for the right reasons if you're in.
Yeah.
One thing that stands out with Ryan, and if you've watched that excerpt of the documentary that he's in, he talks about disrupting the banking system. He talks about, and I'm paraphrasing, his distrust and dislike in it, right? And the fact that it's designed to make the wealthier and keep the middle and the poor class poor and middle class, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, he's altruistic, and his motives are really to benefit humanity and to do this. Now, he doesn't use the language of destroying the banking system. I think he comes from a different, almost a Zen place, right? When you watch him. So the more people who can participate in blockchain, the bigger screw you it is to the banks, basically, because now I have a wallet. I can send you Bitcoin, I can send you Ethereum, I could send you that, I could send you XRP in seconds, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we now are sovereign and can control our money. These guys are also leaders in DeFi, decentralized finance, where there's lending, borrowing, staking, and a whole lot of stuff going on that the average person has no idea you can do. You can earn up to 20% per annum rewards on lending out your crypto, right? Try and get that sort of return in the bank. So they've got to have some element of a connection with the fiat system, right? Because we still live in a fiat world. So that's why they've got the relationship with Visa and MasterCard. A lot of people put their hands up, particularly the Awakener, where people go, well, hang on, aren't these kind of cabal run constructs? And the answer is yes, but we have to play the game. We still live in a society that deals with cash predominantly.
Yeah.
You know, more and more organizations are opening up to accepting direct crypto. And 4 or 5 years ago, I kind of saw Bitcoin everywhere, and it's kind of disappeared a little bit. But now with the advent of an app, and I can load up my Bitcoin or Ethereum or Tether onto my card, then I can still go shopping anywhere where Visa's accepted, and they just sell down my crypto. So this is kind of that, what we call it, the bridging phase between crossing these two worlds. But to come back to your question, which I really love, the only way to, not the only way, the quickest way for the banks to collapse is to not use them anymore, right? And the more and more we do things with crypto, then the less and less the banking and the banking system and the reserve banking system and the Rothschilds and all that behind it have less and less power and influence over us. So we are an army of people that are sticking our finger up at the banks by just moving away from their systems.
Okay.
That's the whole premise of blockchain, right?
Peer-to-peer, getting rid of the control, authority, middleman, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Richard, you're in the right
Yeah.
gang.
That's good. That's
I guess
kinda how
the membership
universe
program
works.
sorry to have spoken over you. I guess the membership rewards program acts as incentivizes more and more people in this particular scenario. It incentivizes more and more people to come in on this project and then become part of the blockchain. I mean, last year, if somebody had mentioned blockchain to me, Madonna, if someone had mentioned blockchain to you, I didn't know anything about it, but it kind of really encourages you to also find out more and more about what's happening in this space. Do you agree? Would you agree, Richard?
Richard muted again. No,
No.
just for to
I don't know.
personally
He
share my
definitely
story.
nodded.
Am I muted? Okay. Just to quickly share my my story with this. I was asked to get on board as early as December of last year. No, not last year, 2020. Right? And at that point, I was like, the last thing I wanted to be involved in is like, at that point, someone told me, oh it's a Ponzi scheme, right? It's like, but and then it came up again 6 months later, and I was still like, you know, not ready. I don't want to hear. I don't want to know. Ponzi. And same people are, you know, are very persuasive. 6 months later, comes back to me and says, do you know how much we're making doing this? At that point, I was like, I had to listen already, right? Because it's like time has gone on and it has been proven to work. So I was like, okay, I wish I had not procrastinated for as long as I did, but hey ho, you know, that's my journey. So that's why I can't wait to share this with as many people now, because it's really gaining traction and people are really making money from this, like for reals. You want to add into that?
A lot of people say that their first reaction is to say no, and I think, Scotty, your first reaction was a no as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Mine was a no. It's like, and that's it. But it's the persistence of the people, or somehow, you know, it falls into your, it keeps falling into your lap. So you're like, okay, let's have a look then. And yeah, here we are. So yeah.
Scotty, could you just address, because I'm showing this, by the way, we have this recorded because there's an equal number of people who couldn't make it today for this call. So I hope you guys are okay with that. But so I'm going to show this to someone who can't come on.
Sure.
But the question that he has is, please explain how different this is to a Ponzi scheme.
Oh, okay. That's a good one, and I've actually addressed that on my due diligence page of Team Final Destination. That's the first question everyone asks, right? A Ponzi scheme, apart from the fact of being absolutely immoral, illegal in every country, and just downright thievery. And let's look at the biggest Ponzi system in the world, the Central Reserve Banking System, where they can print money out of free air, sell it to governments, and get people to pay through it through interest and tax, right? And that's the biggest Ponzi scheme in the world. So if you want to know what a Ponzi scheme looks like, just look at the banking system.
Wow.
So a Ponzi scheme works basically by encouraging selling investors a return on their money that is just overinflated, that only gets paid out from new members joining. That's what a Ponzi is, right? Comes in various disguises. I got caught up in a few years ago, right? It's devastating. Some of them were so elaborate and so well done that that's part of the reason why I walked away from the sharing kind of industry, the multi-level marketing industry 7 years ago, maybe 8 years ago now. We've crossed a new year, haven't we? So what made me realize that this is not a Ponzi is these guys have multi-billion-dollar companies. They're multi-billionaires. They don't need our money at all. They have such cash flow rich businesses. The exchanges that they own run 24/7, 365 days a week, doing some of them do billions of dollars worth of transactions a day, which they're getting, cents in every transaction. That's an enormous cash flow. They've mined over $20 billion worth of cryptocurrency in the last 36 months. They're the world's largest venture capital firm. They're consultants to governments and worlds alone. And they have a humanitarian and an altruistic goal here. These guys are not running a Ponzi scheme, right? Once you dive into it and look at who they are, what they've done, their track record, Colin Star Capital, Blockchain Global, they've got blockchain education centers, free education centers for people to walk into around the world. They've got 16 currently with a vision to roll out 300. The pandemic really slowed that down, but they're still committed to that goal. And they're creating a distributed metaverse called the Hyperverse, where everyone can play at an equal playing field and not cut government or corporate run. That tells me this is not a Ponzi.
I do. Scott, would you agree if I were to say to somebody, well, the fact that Visa and MasterCard have partnered up with them, that in itself shows that there has to be some credibility for, Visa and MasterCard to put their name to it? Absolutely,
100%. 100%. These guys own a bank, HyperBC. You can go and check them out. Yeah. It screams of credibility to me. And I think if someone's asked that, they probably haven't grasped the enormity of the organizations they've built. And it's spelt out in the webinar, but I've got to admit, I had to watch that webinar probably 3 times to get a good understanding of all the elements. And it's even become a little bit longer and more in depth since when I joined. It was a 25-minute webinar when I joined, but they've grown, they've expanded it, and they want to give everyone full disclosure about what this company is about and what they're doing and how to participate, either as a passive member, or you come in and you be a passive member and a team builder and share.
Can I just mention that a gentleman said to us the other day that Facebook have they blocked the link of Hypertech? What was it?
The Hypertech org chart, I think. They've blocked a few. Facebook have blocked a few links. Yes, they have.
There you go.
And one is the org chart. Like there's a site that has a whole organizational chart of how this is all structured. They've blocked that link as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I get asked the question a lot, Scott. So if Ryan and his guys are taking on the central banking system and the social media corporations, etc., why haven't they taken him out already? Good question.
Why haven't they taken them out already?
Yeah, like they say that they're challenging, the central banking system. So how are these guys still around?
Well, the central banking system controls trillions and trillions of dollars. And these guys are two superheroes. I like to call them my Batman and Robin, right? They come out at night and do all this good, and most people don't know who they are. It's a slow process. It's change, revolution can't really happen overnight. It needs a groundswell. It needs an army of people. And that's what they've enrolled us to do, essentially. It's happening, and it's happening probably faster than the central banking system would ever thought that it would. Like if we just go back 4 years ago, the whole market capitalization of cryptocurrencies was less than 800 million, maybe even 3 years ago, right? And then just middle of last year, it hit 3 trillion. So we've got a long way to go, but it's been a massive, massive rise. So if you just look at the bond market or the stock markets around the world, the collective value in just those markets are well into the trillions. Like the Forex market, I can't remember, I think it's 80 trillion or something. But they're also predicting the metaverse to bring in 80 trillion over the next 10, 20 years, the metaverses, because there's not one metaverse. That's often a misconception. Metaverse is like a term, like a social media. Each company will have its own metaverse. But what Hypertech are doing is bringing out a distributed, decentralized version of the metaverse that's not corporate owned or run.
Matrix glitching for you.
Sorry, Madonna?
Matrix glitching for you.
Matrix glitching. Yep. Yeah, it's happening. It's happening. And it's up to us, really.
Yeah.
You know, I think part of the problem that we've been led to in society, and here we get a bit philosophical, is that we've slowly had all our power taken from us. You know, going back to the industrial age, right? Where you know 90% of the economy was small business, right? And then people had their own level of control, sovereignty, ownership, and then the industrial age changed everything. Then we had this domination of employers and the relationship of employees, and you know the whole world, and that didn't happen overnight either. So undoing all that is not going to happen overnight, but the collective is working towards speeding this up, and it's not up to anyone else. You know, it's up to us.
Yeah, yeah.
So
It's like
we,
every,
sorry.
because, no, go ahead.
so no, go on, Fiona, please.
No, you go. You're on
All
your
right.
roll.
Okay. So we keep hearing about this 30 million, right, Scott, and 30 million across members across their products, and then hopefully they IPO. Do you think it could go higher than that with everything that's, you know, there's been a lot of changes even in the 5 months that I've been on board. I've seen the change with the hyperverse and whatnot. Do you think that footprint could get bigger? That they would want to IPO with more?
I do. My gut feel is yes. They haven't said anything corporate wise, so I can't really comment publicly on anything that they've said.
Yeah.
Because the presentations still talk about a 30 million membership before they IPO. That might be the starting point just to trigger, okay, now we'll look at it. It still could grow. Yeah. And I think with what's happening with their version of Hyperverse, the 3D virtual reality world, and the amount of members they'll want now, I can see that changing.
Did you say that they're creating something to rival Telegram and WhatsApp?
Yep. They've already finished all their beta testing for their messaging app. That'll be peer-to-peer, kind of more like Signal in its security from what I hear, but absolutely peer-to-peer, and ability to send cryptos with it as well. That's all ready to be rolled out. They're just waiting for the timing, I've been told.
Oh.
And what we saw last year, people remember that WhatsApp, excuse me, and Facebook went down for, was it 12 hours?
Yeah.
In that period, 50 million users joined Telegram in 48 hours.
I thought it was like close to 100 million.
I thought it was
might have
80.
been.
Yeah, I thought it was 80.
Yeah.
So that could be like
Right.
overnight game over. Well, not game over, game on rather. Yeah.
Yeah, we got to remember that everything we look at, even like with the banks, there's so many levels, and there's so many, you know, it's like you can't just like wipe it out like boom. You know, it's step by step by step by step. We're destroying this level and this level and this level and this level, you know, but it's huge. I was just thinking about like disease the other night, like how some people are going, you know, and I've healed this disease. Well, you got that disease because actually you were poisoned to get that disease. That disease really didn't even exist before, you know, so it's interesting. It's very interesting. It's all in layers.
And we are dismantling it all from different angles,
Yeah.
aren't we?
Yes,
Right?
we are. Yes.
They have certainly disturbed the hornet's nest, haven't they?
Yep. I love it.
Well, speaking of step by step, what is the next step for someone like me? Like, I'm interested, I'd like to get started. Like, now what do I do? You know, and where's that information coming from for me so I can get involved?
Do you want to take that one, Aisha?
Oh, just get in touch with myself and Madonna and we'll take you under our wing and we'll sort you out. We'll get you on board. And Madonna, you've got the getting started guide, haven't you? So you can just maybe send that over. Yeah, no, we're right there. Every step of the way, we'll make sure that you get onboarded properly. So, have you purchased crypto before, Richard?
Nope.
No?
Excellent.
Okay.
Great.
So,
Great.
Whereabouts are you? In America?
I'm in North Carolina.
Okay. Do we know of any regulations there, Scott?
No, I think they're pretty crypto friendly. I think it's just New
Okay.
York. It's
just New
the
York.
most challenging state.
They don't allow anyone to buy Tether or XRP in New York, which was
Oh, wow.
very strange.
Wow.
Is this a recent development?
No, it's been around for a little while.
Yeah.
A couple of years, I think. They've been
So,
really strict.
so Richard, you just need to find out which exchange. I think it might be Uphold for you, which is great because it was only a couple of days ago, myself and Scott had experience of Uphold, but I don't know about crypto, Scott, crypto.com.
A lot of my team are using Kraken that are outside
Kraken.
of, Kraken seem to be a very good exchange.
Yeah, let's go with Kraken then, because my friend used Kraken yesterday and she said it was very good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I'll take ACH or wire deposits, and they're pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Everyone in Europe in my team is using them now, more so than Binance. You can't use Binance in the States, or the Binance US, but that's a limited exchange. So Richard, what I've put together for all of my community is the Team Final Destination website, and that's kind of everyone's starting point in this journey. I've put together a whole step of training videos, step-by-step training videos. Most of them will be redone within the next couple of weeks because the website got the revamp, so there's a different look and feel. There's a getting started guide template that everyone gets access to, so they can quickly modify it within a matter of a couple of minutes, PDF it, and then they've got a getting started guide that they can use to help share. And it's basically a templated system to help with duplication, automation, and just make things easy. Right. So I've got a whole resources page where you'll find links to download everything you need, all the external websites for training and compliance and leadership calls. We've got all that indexed in one place. I've got a whole library of mentoring calls, leadership calls we captured with Kalpesh, the industry's top leader, and my friend and mentor who's been on, and we've recorded all those. So there's a whole lot of resources there on that page just to make things easy for you.
Yeah, that's great.
I started putting everything in Evernote, and I thought, what am I doing? I'll just build a website so everyone can get access to the same information. I just edit it, once a week I'll go and update some links and add more calls. I also run a thing called a Hyper Cafe, which is Tuesday nights, Australian time. Probably not so great for the US, but they're just informal hangouts like this for my whole team to come and talk everything about Hyperverse, talk about the changes, talk about everyone's success stories, acknowledge people who are moving through the ranks. Just a great get together we can do virtually that we would kind of normally do face to face, but they get recorded and shared as well within the Telegram and WhatsApp groups that we've got going.
I have to say, Scott has built and is continuing to build such an amazing community.
Yeah. And thanks to beautiful people like you, Madonna and Aisha, it just keeps growing. Like the amount of aware people. I kind of hate labeling it, but that's what it is, right? 80% of my 900 members or whatever I've got are probably all on the same page. It's just incredible, the law of attraction that's working.
Yeah.
In this. It's just blown me away. It's been the greatest gift of doing this, not just the financial freedom that it's given me, but it's a connection with like-minded people all around the world who just want sovereignty, who just want to tell the governments, leave me the F alone. And I just want to get on with my life and, ascend into 5D or wherever we're headed, That's essentially what this is all about.
I mean, Scott, would you not take 2 minutes out and just give everybody a little bit of a snippet of how your life has changed on this journey, because I always feel so inspired by it.
Yeah, thanks. I almost get embarrassed by it, because the income is just beyond my wildest dreams. Right. And I know where Richard was coming from. This is not all about income, but once you, I can only speak for myself. Once I'm financially free, it means my options change. I'm no longer thinking about all the things that would occupy my mind. I've cleared all my debts. I don't have any debts, right? I have withdrawn in cash 50 times more than I put in with my membership over 8 months. I put my heart and soul into this because this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. And I knew it when I saw the presentation. Every cell in my body just resonated. It was 2:30 in the morning, and I told my friend, I'm never going to get back in a referral business again. That's what I said to him the day before, and he reminds me of that every week. And that night I bolted up in bed and I said, mate, I'm in. I am all in. I've never seen anything like this. This is a total game changer. And that sounds like a cliche, but all the elements of it is just like nothing I've ever done before. These guys don't need our money. They're not actually a network marketing business. They're using a network marketing strategy to acquire customers. They've got a defined goal. They're in the crypto space. They're the leaders in the crypto space. And I get shivers every time I talk about that. I just go, what? How could it be more perfect?
Yeah.
Right.
That's
So,
why you're getting a
so
team
my,
like this too, I think.
sorry, Fiona.
That's why you're getting a team like this, because people are coming in because they're aligned. They're feeling it.
Yeah.
They're not going by their head, going, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. They filter themselves out, and I don't chase anymore. I just like, guys, this is what I'm doing. I'm on this train. Come and jump on, check it out. If you don't like it, you can jump off.
The minute Madonna put it up, I felt it. I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
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 Me too.
So, it's a slow start as far as building an income, because you're just getting a percentage of your team's daily rewards accelerated back to you. So it is a slow start.
But it's a start.
It's a start, and you grow, and then everyone grows, and all of a sudden there's this exponential curve. And last year, when I started making 1,000 HU a day, I stopped telling people what I made. I didn't want to, I just stopped at that. That's enough. That's enough to change anyone's life, right? Who would agree with that? 1,000 a day come in your pocket. Would that change your life?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So I don't need to brag about what I'm earning now. It's not important. I get to do great things with it. I'm traveling now. I just hopped in my car, and I'm going to do a two-month trip all the way to the top of Australia and back. Right? I'm just staying at Airbnbs. I'll stay in resorts. I'll do diving. I'm going to be here mentoring my team and growing the community, but just living my life and being free and sovereign. I give to my charities. I've got some beautiful orphanages in Indonesia, where I've spent 8 years of my life pre-pandemic before I came back to Australia and kind of got stuck here. But in a beautiful way, I got stuck. It's just been an absolute blessing. So
Awesome.
it's just, and I know for me to have this level of success, everyone else has to have success, because it's a win-win-win. No one loses with hyper. If you only have 300 tether to come in, well, welcome. That's going to change your life, because we're going to turn that into 600, even if you do nothing, right? Where else can you do that? With this amount of certainty, with daily rewards dropping into your account, with the ability to rebuy, the ability to withdraw, the ability to share. It's extraordinary. So
I really appreciate the being invited to this. It means a lot. I know I have a lot to learn, but I'll tell you what, man, I worked my ass off my whole life for some of the top aviation companies in the world. I never called in sick. I always did the right thing. I made sure everybody's safety came before mine. I'd go to work with a broken arm, and then one day these guys come in and say, hey, unless you do this, you don't have a job. And I'll tell you that was it for me.
Oh, Richard, man, do you feel that?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Wow.
I am actually working with a lot of people right now in your situation, particularly here in Australia as well. There's a whole community I'm connected with that have just said, no way, my body, my choice. And my father's a naturopath, right? I grew up understanding there's something different other than allopathic medicine, right? And I saw the whole other side of things. So I'm very blessed to have, he's a chiropractor, naturopath, homeopath, right? So I understand about being sovereign in the body and our body's own ability to heal, and that we really don't need anything anyway. So what I do is I work with people one-on-one, particularly in this strategy. And I'm opening up this for anyone on the call. If you're committed and you want to join, then let's have a 30-minute strategy session, and I'll show you the 2 ways to build a business, and at least minimum to get to the income level where you need to. And knowing in this organization, we have 100% customer retention. No one leaves Hyperverse. They're getting paid 0.5% a day. When a member joins, you're going to get residual income from that member for the next 600 days minimum. even if they never rebuy. I don't have one person on my team not rebuying. The other thing is our daily rewards never go down. Every day it increases. Even just one person on your team needs to do one rebuy every day, or yourself, and your rewards will increase every day. Some days I get a 50 HU pay rise for that day, and it never goes down. That's $1,500 a month pay rise in one day, right? This has the power to transform lives. I came in here to really help thousands of people. Now I'm talking tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands that I want to help. Yeah.
Amazing.
So,
Amazing.
Richard, that's available to you, my friend, the strategy
Richard,
session, and everyone else here.
Sorry, Richard, let us know and we'll get you added to Scott's WhatsApp team, because it's nice to just feel part of that community and you're there, you know, seeing what everyone's saying, and you've got nothing to worry about. Myself and Madonna have got you. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, that's excellent. Let's do that.
Yeah.
And I really honor your courage. There's a lot of people who have just gone, oh, I don't really want it, and unfortunately, you know, there's going to be consequences to that action globally as well. Like that's what's stopping this whole charade from falling down. I just watched David Icke last night because it was on London Real, and I was driving up listening to him and just tuned me right into what's going on. Yeah. Anyway, we'll move on.
Hey, Scott, is it true that they're going to do the convoy to Canberra? Is that actually a thing?
It was supposed to happen last night, but what is very different in Australia as opposed to Canada? And I know we're getting off topic here, but hey, I've got all day. Most of the trucks in Australia are all company owned, so they're just drivers that are employed to drive their trucks. But in Canada, most of them are the drivers own their trucks, so they've got sovereignty. So in Australia, it's actually against the law, and they can actually all be arrested if they all drive their corporate trucks, you know, there. So what's happened is there's been a big, and I'm a little bit out of the loop because I've been so focused on this business, but apparently there's a whole vigil now. There's thousands of people gone to Canberra, the capital of Australia, to camp out of Parliament House, and they're gonna stay there until just a few things, that they're not going for the release of everything, but at least freedom of travel within our states, stopping the mandate of the jab for jobs, and getting rid of the vaccine passports. Nice. I think they're the three criteria they want to do. So I think this is going to just keep growing, and people are supplying food and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, that's what's happening here. Yeah.
I have one question.
Hi, Rochelle. Glad
Hi,
you could
sorry.
join us.
Yeah, I'm driving, so that's why I don't have my camera on.
No problem.
Thank you for having me, and Scott, it's been really informing, and I appreciate your time. So I've been involved in quite a few multi-level marketing, and it starts, you know, with a lot of energy, a lot of people joining. Some of them were some crypto type programs, but I'm not really, I'm sort of a manifester type. I come out with a lot of energy in the beginning, but I don't really have the wherewithal to be this team leader, rah, keeping everybody motivated. And so that's what I find when I get involved in these sharing or peer-to-peer type team building income streams, that I'm not saying that I lose interest. I just don't have the energy to keep the team focused. Is that going to be kind of a requirement to build in a company like this, or do you understand what I'm asking? I guess
I'm grinning because I know exactly where you're coming from, having been in MLMs and knowing the struggle of training and always kind of recruiting because people are dropping off because they fail to meet their monthly auto ship, and then you're selling this dream of, oh, okay, this is the plan to make $5,000 a month, and everyone goes, yeah, and then everyone fails to make even 500. I've been there. Right.
Yeah, that's exactly where I'm at. And it seems like there's a few of my friends, you know, stay in it, and they're the top tier, and they're the 1%. And then, you know, 5 years later, I run into them and they're not doing it anymore either. So, you know,
and that model, I wouldn't say it's broken, but it's not effective, right? It's not effective. And this is why I got back into this. This is why after 7 years of walking away from anything that was referral based, that I said yes to this, because I could see everyone wins. We can help people come in with 300, 1,000, 10,000, 20,000, 100,000, 200,000, a million, whatever they want. And we know they're going to be paid their rewards every single day. You don't need to motivate people when they're getting paid rewards every single day. They're motivated to share. They're self-motivated to help others because they're being helped without feeling pushy. You know, we remove sales, the word sales, from the vocabulary completely. We're just sharing what we're doing. We don't get commission. It just accelerates our rewards. We're still going to get our 3x back, everyone, on all the memberships and rebuys we buy. So it's a paradigm shift.
Do you get pushback of people that are like, you know, too good to be true?
All the time.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Maybe 2 out of 10 that I share decide to join.
Okay.
But
well, the thing is, I'm thinking, like, you know, I have a huge network of people, but it's almost like I've reached out to these people so many times with this next MLM, this next crypto, this next thing, that I don't really think that I want to approach anybody, that I want to build it more organically with
Perfect.
people that are like, you know, light workers and stuff that are in alignment to this path of freedom and sovereignty
Beautiful.
that you're speaking of. And that's why I'm attracted to Madonna's energy. It's a total frequency match. And I'm in sales. That's what I do for a living. I've worked for a corporation for 24 years in sales, and I'm tired of the chase and the grind. So I want to align with something that's more frequency and energetic based, but I want to start more organically with people that are coming to me. So what did that look like for you 8 months ago? Or did you just blast this out to your network to see what stuck?
Rochelle, thank you for sharing. And all I can say is welcome home. This is what you've been looking for. This is what you've been looking for.
Yeah, 47 years around the sun. I think I'm coming home.
Yeah. Well, you've just you've really moved me emotionally with that. Oh my God. Are you familiar with attraction marketing? The premise and the concept of it?
I'm sure that I've studied all different types of like social proof kind of thing, or social proof, or
it's more than that. It's more than that. It's the rather than going to, here's what my mentor told me once, and he uses this analogy in his book. He says there's 2 ways to catch butterflies. You can grab a net and go and run around the garden chasing butterflies, or you can build a beautiful garden and just attract them. Wow. Let them come to you. Right? And we're talking energy here. We're talking energy. You have the right energy and the right purpose, the right motivation, the right why to do a whole 180 degrees on a sales strategy. Rather than chasing, you now get to attract. You now get to be you. You get to share an authentic place. And those that want to join with you. Those that don't, won't. Brilliant. You just want to work with those that you resonate with anyway. Sales is often working with people you don't want to for the buck, right? Yeah. Putting up with the dickheads, putting up with the naysayers, putting up with the victims, right? Okay. We don't need to do that. Okay. So this program is brilliant because you get to earn while you learn. You get started. You'll plug into the amazing leadership calls. You'll see the potential of this business. And after a certain amount of time, and it's completely different for everyone, that this drop will happen. We say there's 2 important days: the day you join Hyperverse and the day Hyperverse gets into you. We can never tell when that is for someone. For some people, it's 2 or 3 weeks. For some people, it's actually 3 months down the track. And then they just come to me and they go, Scott, holy shit, I get it. And I just say, welcome. And then we build. And so for you, where you are in your life, I feel that you are absolutely ready for this. And this is a game changer, because it is all about sovereignty. It all is about freedom. It all is about sharing. with passion and love and enthusiasm and coming from the right place and no longer selling and chasing the buck. Okay. Now, it might take 4 or 5 months to build it up to a substantial income that is fully livable. It can be done quicker. Some people have actually reached the top rank in the company in 6 months because they've just got a burning desire and passion. I'm halfway through the 3rd top rank. So I'm VIP 3-star, halfway through that journey. So I've got 4-star to go, and after that 5. And 5 stars are multi-million dollar income per year, right? It's the highest paying rewards plan on the planet. It pays out 10 times better than any other network marketing company. You need to recruit 10 times people less to make the same amount of money, or you can go ahead and recruit the same sort of amount of people in your team that you're used to, and you'll make 10 times more than what you were doing. But you know, the money comes. That's the beautiful thing about this. We don't have to focus on that. We just focus on sharing and focus on helping people to get a different outcome.
Did you work the system just by yourself to just get a feel for it before you started talking about it, or did you start sharing immediately?
Oh yeah, that's a good question. I just remembered I didn't really answer the second part of your question. Is kind of how I get started. I blasted everywhere. So I'll just cover that one first. When I joined, I knew that this was what I was here to do. Right, there was just such a calling, and I was renovating my house with my dad and repainting it and doing other things. So I wasn't able to put my full-time attention on it because I gave him a commitment and I would do that. And then I started building the team training website. I thought, right, what do I do well? I do bite-sized, chunked breakdown videos and train and educate people in how to use platforms and technology. That's kind of what I've done. I've got an IT background, I've got a finance background, I've got a marketing background. So I put it all together. So for me, I started off with just doing 2 obscure Facebook posts, just a little bit about crypto. I never mention the name of the business. I never would. I don't never say join me. It's all attraction marketing. It's like, hey, who's doing? I can't remember the post, and you know, some people
remember the post, Scott.
Yeah, right. I think Aisha saw that post or a post similar to that, and it was. I've only ever done 3 or 4 Facebook posts about this, and that was enough to build a list of about 60 people that were interested that I had conversations with. I've only introduced, I think, 26 people into this business in the 8 months personally. I now have over 900 in my team. It's happened organically. And I've done it part-time. But I also got a big why, and I also knew my own worth.
Which I'm sure all of us here feel the same way about ourselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Nicola, darling.
But first to say is every statement each one of you are making is just ringing so true with me. It's my position, it's the MLM, it's the sovereignty, it's the break the system, it's just our time. And there are millions of us around the world every single day just thinking there's got to be something better and easier and from a heart-based motive, you know? And when I was watching Aisha and Madonna's presentation, and there was just a beautiful part of it, is what rings true for me is I really feel the trust. Is the trust factor. I can feel that I really trust this, you know. I'm feeling it. So I always go with my feelings, my emotion. And I failed at many things because I haven't followed through, a little bit like, sorry, I've forgotten your name, Rochelle.
Oh, Rochelle.
That was my case. I've made money and I've had a good life, but it's just, I can feel the whole beautiful energy behind it. I feel amazing to be here, and I'm going to look into it. I've also rejected many times our Bitcoin. I was introduced in 2010 when everything was taking off. I've looked into the blockchain, but now it really feels real. And so I feel amazing to be here, and it's our time.
Good.
And it's wonderful to meet.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I
And I
remember
know
we-
I'm in good hands.
No, you definitely are, Nicola. And I remember when we had a conversation a couple of months ago, and I had a very gentle chat with you, and the angle you're coming from was, I'm not so sure about cryptocurrency. And I totally get that. So many of us in this space, it's taken us some time to warm to it and really understand it. There's a lot of confusion. If you don't actually do your own research, really understand what blockchain is, what it's actually going to do for the people, it's easy to come to it from the place of skepticism. So I'm really pleased. Honestly, I'm so pleased to see you all here. Truthfully.
Me too. Me too. Thank you.
Thank you. It's the right time.
It is the right time.
Yep.
Is everyone?
Ray's taking notes. What do they say? Note takers are money makers. It's a very cliche term in the MLM industry, but yeah.
Sure.
Everything about it just, I know it does sound too good to be true. And even, I've only really just come on board like, a month or so ago. And sharing it with people, right? Using my own language, because I'm not at all financially, I don't possess that kind of like language. So I'm just sharing.
Yet.
And yet. So with my business partners in the Philippines and, friends of mine who's got money, and they're like, that can't be, and I'm like, but it is. It's just like, it's too good to be true, but it is, it is true.
That's the system, wiring people into working really hard while these bankers are printing money and making it on the money market every night, right? Fractional reserve lending. When I discovered that greatest crime in history 15 or 18 years ago, that for every deposit they can just create money and lend out 9 times more and charge you interest on it, and then pay you pittance for depositing your funds. I'm like, this is just this. And then I discovered the Hidden Secrets of Money series by Mike Maloney. He's my kind of gold guy that I go to, that educates me about gold. He wrote this amazing 8-part series on the history of money. And he talks about every time money has been decoupled by gold, and it did in 1971. The temporarily taking off the gold standard. Thank you, Mr. Nixon. Every time that's happened, fiat currencies have gone to zero. So this is the greatest transfer of wealth happening right now. Whether it's a QFS, if you guys know what that is, whether it's other cryptocurrencies, and there's a lot more to cryptocurrencies than just money. It's the fuel that runs the blockchain. Whether you're doing distributed telecoms, or you're doing distributed data storage, or you're housing contracts, or supporting the growth of the creative industry through NFTs, non-fungible tokens, the cryptocurrencies are the fuel of that. Most of them aren't used as money. That's the biggest misconception. The name cryptocurrency, it's actually wrong. And most people think each crypto is money. And there's, I don't know, what was the last count? 17,000 cryptos on CoinMarketCap. Incredible. So I reckon we should probably wrap it up soon, ladies, if no one's got any other questions. But if they do, I'm here to take them.
Just have one more, because you just mentioned QFS.
Oh, yeah.
When that finally happens, if it hasn't already in the background, and we go to a gold-backed rainbow type currency, how does that fit in with what we're doing in crypto? How do you marry the two?
Richard.
That's a great question. There are 2 scenarios. The whole wealth of the planet's going to be redistributed and it doesn't matter. It absolutely doesn't matter. If we're all, if every single dollar on the planet was redistributed, we'd be multimillionaires each. Right now, there's economics of supply and demand and what that would do. So if that actually happens, then this doesn't actually matter as much, right? As much, because there's a level of, from my understanding, sovereignty that comes with that anyway. Okay, but the thing is, we don't know the timing. So I could have sat there, and the ladies here know what some of the things I've kind of invested in over the period of time that hasn't come to fruition. So I could have sat there and waited for my foreign currency to be reevaluated. I could wait for my outcome of a particular transaction that I did that depended on a Mr. T taking place at the White House. You know, there's money riding there. I could have just sat there and go, well, I'm just going to wait. Or I can educate people on how to create wealth now, educate them on the blockchain, which, you know, the QFS is all going to be blockchain based. So why not get an education in it?
Yeah.
So for me, it was like, well, I've got a win situation here. If this QFS gets delivered and everything else is as good as what some of the truthers are saying, or I can have that and I can build this at the same time. So I've just chose, let's just run with this. I think waiting is there are times that we need to sit in silence and wait, and there are times that we need to have action and be moving forward in the right direction. So I've decided that's more important. This momentum of this gathering of the people, the tribe, the sovereignty, moving towards blockchain was the right move for me. And everything else comes to fruition, well, great. It's not going to be for nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Scott. It was very nice to meet you.
You too, Richard.
Madonna, Masya Akun Makilala Ka.
Oh, masaya rin ako.
Just
Makilala ka.
get in touch soon.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, Richard, I look forward to doing a half-hour strategy session with you, brother.
All right,
we'll
bro.
look at your situation, look at how we can do. I've got some tools. I've got calculators that will punch in numbers, right? And if you've got a passive account, okay, what would it do over a period of time, and how much can I withdraw and how much can I rebuy to live off, right? Or I've got a team builder calculator, which showed you if you built this sort of organization, this sort of team, and had this sort of memberships in it, what does that do for you on a daily basis? So I've got those tools available, and Aisha's got them as well, which is great.
Okay.
Yeah, Madonna. Madonna's
thanks
not quite
again.
ready for the spreadsheeting yet. We'll just let her be.
But myself and Madonna come as a package, though, don't we, Madonna?
That's true. That's true. Yay, so lucky.
It's the best 2-for-1 deal on the planet.
Okay.
But listen, guys, all I can say is I have been, what's the word? I've been very well looked after by these two amazing people. I think even though I say that, oh, I shouldn't have procrastinated, I think I came at the right time. Perfect time.
Everyone does.
Right time, right? But and I say that because now Aisha, as Scotty's like where he's at, and Aisha's just like really, just really, getting really good at understanding this, and she's ready to mentor me, and she just really holds my hand and walks me through every step of this. And I am determined to do the same, to the people who are gonna come in. I don't want to say under me, but that's the terminology, right? So that's my intention. You won't have to worry about not knowing what to do, because we've got some really amazing people here.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Nice. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. Thanks, Fiona, Nicola, Rochelle, Claire.
Bye.
Right.
Bye, Aisha.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you. Blessings. Good night.
Nicola. Good night. Thank you, Scott.
We'll stay on. Do you want to stay on, Madonna? And Aisha?
Okay.
See ya.
Yeah.
2 minutes.
After party.
After party.
And I'll talk to you soon, because I definitely am interested, definitely. So,
Fiona, look
Awesome.
forward to it.
Thank you for being
So,
here.
so lovely to meet you, Fiona.
Love
Amazing
you.
people. Love you.
Love you, Nicola. Bye.
Love you. Good night, sweetheart. Bye-bye.